everyone, Kristina Werner here. I'm honored to be sharing with you another inspiration for the August 2017 card kit. So this is the card kit. There's a lot of really fun items that come in the kit this month, including this stamp set called You Plus Me, and these puffy stickers, which are really cute. They're different than regular puffy stickers. They have like a matte satin feel to them. They're not shiny like other puffy stickers you may have seen. And this kit also comes with a full-size Distress Oxide ink pad in Cracked Pistachio and a pad of pattern paper. Now this paper is actually really thick. You could probably use it as a card base if you wanted to make a card out of these actual papers. They're a thicker weight of cardstock. And there's lots of really fun patterns inside, and there's one in particular that I'm going to be using today, and you'll see that here in a minute. And besides the pattern paper, you also have some glitter embossing powder from Wow. And this is super, super sparkly. I'll show you how to use that in today's video also. And then there's some cardstock. And this cardstock coordinates perfectly with the pattern paper and also those puffy stickers. So you can use everything all together to create a really fun card. So I'm going to start out by using the gray cardstock. This is slate cardstock from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm going to cut it into my card base for today's card. So I've cut it at 4 1/4, and I'm folding it in half so that it's a top folding card. And then I'm going to take that pattern paper that has a diagonal split, and one half is kind of this marble smoke texture, and the other is striped. I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm going to use just the kind of marbly smoke pattern. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Looks like marble texture to me. So I'm using some Tombow Extreme adhesive to adhere that to the top of my card. And I'm going to use my scissors and just cut off that excess there. And then I'm going to take the stamp, one of the stamps from the stamp set, and I've already used the stamp a little bit, so it's a little stained, but that's just the sign of a well-loved stamp. It will work just as well. And I'm going to take the Cracked Pistachio Distress Oxide ink, and I'm going to stamp this over the gray cardstock. Now with other types of inks, especially dye inks, you really couldn't do this without having that green color still show. But because Distress Oxide inks are kind of almost like a pigment dye hybrid, because it has the qualities of a pigment ink, which is very opaque, you can use it on top of dark surfaces. So that's what I love about these Distress Oxide inks. You really can stamp on nearly every surface imaginable. So I'm going to stamp a bunch of stamps from that stamp set, and I'm going to have it sort of continue on and mimic this diagonal line that I have going here from that pattern paper. So I've got some other border stamps coming in, and then I've turned it vertically and had one going down the side a little bit, or perpendicular to that line of the pattern paper. And I'm going to continue stamping all of these images, so I'm sort of creating my own DIY pattern paper. And because I'm using the same color of ink for all of this stamping, it's going to be very cohesive. And also because I'm using the same color, if there are areas that aren't perfectly straight, it's not going to be quite as obvious as if I was using multiple colors. So I'm bringing in a couple of the different word stamps that are in the stamp set. This You Plus Me equals awesome up in that top corner. And I'm also going to bring in the word love, and I'm going to repeat stamp that one after another, going down to create sort of like a wide stripe of words. Now, there are other words in the stamp set you could use. There's thanks that you could use as well. I thought this would be kind of fun for a love card. So I'm using my heat tool, and I'm just helping this ink dry a little bit. Because it does have that pigment ink opaqueness quality to that ink, it does take a little bit longer to dry. Not quite as long as full pigment ink, but just a little bit longer than regular dye ink. So I dried that, and then I'm stamping some additional images in clear ink. This is clear embossing and watermark ink from Simon Says Stamp. And I've stamped a couple border stamps in this clear ink. And I'm going to grab a little heart stamp and add some additional hearts onto this pattern as well. I'm stamping these little images in that clear sticky ink because I'm going to be using that glitter embossing powder over the top. I thought it'd be kind of fun to bring in that shimmery glittery element. I'm also going to stamp over one of the love words so that I can have some glitter over that as well. So I'm using a coffee filter to catch any of the glitter that falls down, and then I'm sprinkling it on over those areas where I added that clear embossing ink. I can tap my cardstock and shake off all of the excess. I'm going to sprinkle it on to the hearts that I stamped, and also that triangle or arrow border line that I added on top of the striped lines. And then I'm also going to add that glitter embossing powder up to the top corner where I added that dashed line border stamp. And put that right over there. And once again, to shake off the excess. Then peeled off the post-it notes and used my heat tool to heat melt or to smooth out all of the glitter embossing powder. Now when you're using the glitter embossing powder, it doesn't take very long for it to melt, and just watch for the appearance of that glitter embossing powder to change just slightly. Once it's done that, you know that you've melted it. The last thing I'm going to do is add this round puffy sticker up in that top right corner. That just adds a little bit of that kind of coral orange color, and it makes it pop. That is the card for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Lots of really fun stamping. Now I did mention this is monochromatic and I didn't add any additional colors, but if you wanted to, you could do all of those different elements that I stamped in different colors and make this a very colorful card. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you'll check out the August 2017 card kit. Thanks for watching.